prayer is an act of faith. When you enter the place of prayer, when you find a quiet place to spend some time with God, when you get on your knees to cry out to something greater than yourself, something beyond this earth, something transcendent, it's an act of faith, an amazing act of faith. Why would you pray without believing in something out there? Why would you take the time to go away, to open your heart up to God, to open your heart up to Jesus, if you didn't believe he was powerful, if you didn't really believe he was reliable, if you didn't believe he was trustworthy? Every time you pray, it's a powerful act of faith, because you are saying, by praying, you are saying that I believe that God is more powerful than anything in this world. And I believe that there is value in reaching out beyond myself, reaching out beyond this earth, beyond the circumstances of my life, beyond the challenges, the pain, the frustrations, all the problems I can't solve. That if I reach out to God and I talk to him and I say something to him, then he's going to move, he's going to act. I'm going to change, I'm going to grow, I'm going to get his perspective. It's an act of faith, and that act of faith brings power, it brings miracles, it brings change, it brings transformation, it brings breakthrough. It's amazing, it's magical. You sit in a quiet place, you say some words to God who is invisible, and all of a sudden things begin to change, things begin to move. Your faith creates space for God. Taking time to pray is an act of faith that creates space for God. How does that happen? Well, it happens because you come humbly. When you get on your knees in the place of prayer and you cry out to God who is in heaven, you're inadvertently acknowledging that you can't do it, that you're not strong enough, that everything in this world is really, you consider a loss, that nothing here that is material, that is earthly, that is finite is going to bring you peace, is going to solve your problems, it's going to be worth living for. But by crying out to an invisible God in a quiet place of prayer where no one else can hear you, you are saying, it's a massive act of faith, and you are saying, there's something greater than this world. There's something more powerful than me. There's miracles that can occur. There's things that can happen and break through just through the power of my words and the power of his words and dialogue with God in the place of prayer. It's an amazing act of faith. Every time you step into that prayer place, you're acting in faith, and the God of the universe can move. Every time you take some time to cry out to him, when you're in your car, when you're troubled, when you're praying with a friend, when you're praying with one of your children, you are stepping out in faith, creating space for the God of the universe to move in your situations. Now, reverse that. If you don't go to the place of prayer, if you don't cry out to God, if you don't take the time to stop and to talk to God and to build your relationship with him and go deep in the place of prayer, there's no faith, there's no power, there's no works, there's no believing, there's no Holy Ghost release, there's no angels sent, God can't hear you if you don't talk. God can't answer your prayers if you don't ask. You can't receive if you don't ask. Every time you pray, it's a phenomenal act of faith, and God will move. Get to the place of prayer, ask for what you need, cry out to your Father in heaven, speak and believe, and by doing so, you are believing that the God of the universe hears, that he's a good Father, that he will move, that he wants to move, and that he will release his power from heaven and change situations, bring breakthroughs, move mountains that cannot be moved.